The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. On this Thursday, May 27th, we are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. I'm joined by my co-host, the Savage One, Mr. Tony Spark. Tony, how you doing this morning?
Hey, doing great this morning, buddy. It is Thursday, and it's a new day. We're almost to the weekend, the big holiday weekend. So doing well, and looking forward to Florida Man today, man, and the Nuggets tonight. Hopefully we can pull ahead. We're even with the Trailblazers. We've even at 1-1, so it'll be good. And then next week, of course, I'll blab, I'm sure, about the Avs. Got to support our Colorado teams here.
Yeah. Unless you're a Rockies fan, Colorado is a fantastic sports town, at least right now.
Yeah, the Rockies are the
cream of the crop.
The cream of the dump crop. Woof.
How do you really feel about it, Tone?
Get new owners, and I'll start rooting again. It sucks. I have so much Rocky memorabilia, right off to the right or the left of me. Second favorite team behind the Giants, but with the ownership, it's tough to root for them anymore, man. And it's not their fault. It's just bad owners.
Yeah. Well, hopefully for the next couple of years, it'll swing the other way, and you'll be proud of your Rockies again. But until then, cheap tickets and just enjoy the games where you can.
Oh no, not cheap. They've raised prices because the All-Star game's coming. Yeah, greedy bastards.
Right.
Yeah, greedy bastards. Hey, but the All-Star game should be fun though.
That'd be cool.
If you
folks,
get tickets.
Let's go ahead and kick things off the way we do each and every day with a question for my co-host, Tony. We all know that you love the beach. It's one of your favorite places to travel to. Say you're strolling along the beach and you come across a bag filled with drugs. What do you do?
I read the article. I know you're going with it. You call the authorities. The reason being is you might think like, found these drugs. Maybe I could sell them and make a quick buck or something. Well, then you turn into a drug dealer and your life's going to turn upside down. Walter White, it's going to spin out of control. You're going to be in your white under ruse and shit's just going to go bad. So what you should do and what I would do is just call local authorities and don't mess with it. So.
Yeah, that way you don't have to deal with pizza on your roof, and then
because somebody's coming for that. That's somebody's missing drugs, and man, they are coming for it one way or the other. Whether you think that you're like no one knows where it is, somebody's going to find it. That's tied to it.
Yeah, ultimately, you're either in trouble with the authorities or you're in trouble with the cartel, but a position you don't want to be in. All that goes to say that walkers strolling on a beach near Hastings stumbled across some large packages, which turned out to be concealing a ton of cocaine. The packages, all in waterproof bags and attached to life jackets to make them float, had a combined weight of 960 kilograms. I don't know what that relates to in pounds, which if cut and sold in the streets in the UK would have an estimated street value of $80 million. Two separate piles of bags were found and some floating in the water off the coast of St. Leonard's in East Sussex. Samples taken from the load have tested positive for cocaine, though full forensic examination will now be carried out. National Crime Agency officers have now opened an investigation, obviously. Martin Grace, NCA branch commander, describes the haul as significant. We think it originated in South America, but we are keeping an open mind about how the drugs washed up here and where the end destination might have been, he said. And, South America to the UK, my guess is they were trying to get it to somewhere in the U.S. or somewhere at least in North America. And maybe the tides just shifted. You've got that jet stream that goes through, and it maybe just accidentally ended up in England. But $80 million worth of cocaine,
Yeah.
that is significant.
Yeah.
You underestimate my power.
Well, and that's the crazy, the fact that it floated and washed up ashore, it's not like Baby Shark ate it, nothing like that, that blows my mind. It's, but good on the person calling it in. See, this is why you do that, because it makes news and you don't want to be a part of that news. And plus, I would never put my name as the one that found it and turned it in, because they still might come find you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd want to remain anonymous, but you actually bring up a good point. There might still be packages floating around, and some sharks over there are high off their asses.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm going to chomp off that guy. Hey, look, man, there's a seal. Arr. See? That's how Bruce got such a bad rap in Jaws, he was tricked out on a little cocaine. He didn't mean to bite that lady at night. He just thought it was a seal.
I don't know if cocaine gives you the munchies, but, it's at least they'll stay busy and hyped up. So.
I don't know. Actually, I've never been around. Well, we've been to a lot of heavy metal concerts, so I can't say I've never been around anyone on coke. I don't know. I just seen people on meth, but that's I don't know if that's about the same. So
it's the poor man's coke. Well, it is Thursday. We've got a wonderful show lined up for you today. Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
The third day, all right? Monday, 1 day. Tuesday, 2 day. Wednesday, when? Huh? What day? Thursday. The third day, okay?
It is Thursday, the third day, and as we do on Thursdays, we take a look at America's penis and the strange things that happen down there. It's my favorite segment in Florida, man. We've got a segment called Scamtastic. It's something we did a few months back and revisiting that again. And of course, we close out the day with This Day in History. Folks, do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Behold my precious. Ooh, yeah, let me tell you something right here. It's the Loot Crate subscription box, yeah, full of exclusive loot, fun surprises delivered to your door every month.
Just pick up your favorite geeky genre, Daddy.
From the original Loot Crate, the Loot Crate DX collectible boxes, dude! Cowabunga!
To the Loot Gaming video game box.
Woohoo! Yee-hoo!
Wowzers! With crits starting as low as $11.99 per month, there's a box just about for all collectors. To get your geek on, head over to phoenixmedia.us/Loot Crate and claim your exclusive offer. That's FENIXmedia.us/Loot Crate. Great Scott!
Snap into a Loot Crate, dig it?
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. We've got a thing we talk about each show. It is the Fenix Line, our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys, the listeners and watchers, an opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever. Maybe you're from South America and you're missing about $80 million worth of cocaine. Go ahead and give us a call. That number, 855-PHOENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now it is Thursday, and as we do on Thursdays, it's time for my favorite segment. We explore America's penis and the strange things that happen down there. It is time for Florida Man.
Oh, good for you.
Welcome to another fun, crazy edition of Florida Man, where the crazies are out and about, and we're going to St. Petersburg, where this gentleman had a little fun at a wedding. Well, it was definitely fun while it lasted. The party was cut short for one Florida man who was arrested after crashing the wedding reception of two strangers. He boldly snuck into the event not only once, but twice before being caught by law enforcement. On May 20th, Sadie and Adam Dejeka said, "I do" at the Grand Plaza Hotel down in St. Pete Beach, and the dreamy ceremony went off without a hitch. When the reception rolled around, however, an uninvited guest, Mark Allen Sanderson, was able to slip into the soiree, reportedly enjoying hors d'oeuvres, thank you, and snacks at the open bar, dancing with the women of the bash. It was a scene parallel to the 2005 flick Wedding Crashers. When the new Mr. and Mrs. hit the dance floor together, wedding photographer Val Ritter experienced a strange interruption. It was the first dance, and I was taking pictures of the bride and groom. I feel Sanderson behind me doing some kind of dance and touching me or trying to get my attention. I've had wedding crashers, but they've never been that aggressive. Snapping a photo of his dance moves, Ritter was surprised to see the married couple looking so alarmed, which of course was caught on camera. The pictures are actually there. They're kind of funny. At first we were like, is that your friend? No. Is that your friend? No. He basically came in and was just at the bar trying to get drinks, and then he was dancing with the bridesmaids and the groom's mother. The bride thought it was hilarious. The groom did not. Neither did any of the groomsmen. The bride's father and two brothers promptly escorted Sanderson out of the party, but the man wouldn't be gone for long. The Land O'Lakes wedding crasher soon returned to the bash, entering through the kitchen. This time, though, his antics weren't so humorous. Sanderson was escorted out again by Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, charged with disorderly conduct. Law enforcement officials reported that he had been drinking. On Tuesday morning, the party crasher was bailed out of jail. Moving forward, the Dejeka say they'll be harboring no hard feelings towards the uninvited guest. Sadie even plans to feature the moment in her wedding album. When weddings go bad, it just becomes a part of your wedding story. Oh.
Way to go, a-hole!
It's just funny. Like, their picture, there is classic. They're like...
Was he at least dressed nice?
He had an orange polo on, and in his dance move, he's like... yeah, so like that. We're going down.
Story,
We
but,
start
yeah.
out with the fun one, and then we'll start
Exactly.
getting into the crazies because we're going to Daytona Beach, where a Florida felon wanted for violation of probation was arrested after sheriff's deputies in Volusia County were notified that he was streaming on Facebook Live. The live stream showed Timothy Munford, 25, streaming a video of himself driving to Southside Jet Ski and renting a watercraft on Friday. The Facebook video also showed a Daytona Beach Shores public safety officer approach and arrest him. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office said they had been advised that Mumford was known to be armed with a handgun with an extended magazine. During a search of Mumford's vehicles, investigators found Silver Taurus GTC handgun with 1 round chamber and 24 rounds in extended magazine, a Black Taurus GTC handgun with 1 round chamber and 23 rounds, an extended magazine, an extra magazine with 6 rounds. Investigators also found a bag of powder, which tested presumptive positive for fentanyl, 2 bags of marijuana, and cash. Munford was charged with 3 counts of possession of a weapon and ammunition by a convicted felon, trafficking fentanyl, and possession of narcotics paraphernalia. He is being held without bond in Volusia County and is awaiting extradition back to Marion County, where he was wanted on a violation of probation in an obstructing justice harassing case. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
You are really dumb. For real.
He really is, man. He just...
And don't go around putting it on Facebook Live. You're just begging to be caught, and there is evidence there that will put you away for a long time.
Yeah, it really will, man. So now we're going, I'm not sure where in Florida this is. I'm sure the article will eventually tell us. But state troopers recently arrested a Florida man who was caught trying to live out his Titanic movie fantasies and make his heart go on top of a moving vehicle. Local news affiliates report the authorities arrested Leonard Olson, 70, after an off-duty deputy for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department caught him on video attempting to surf his Cadillac while traveling on the highway with cruise control enabled. The deputy first noticed Olson's Cadillac doing more than 100 miles per hour when it abruptly slowed down to just 40. Then Olson supposedly opened the sunroof, propped himself up top of his moving car while traveling down Interstate 4 in the westbound lane. This prompted the officer to begin recording the video on his smartphone. Following the event, the deputy called in for on-duty reinforcements, to which Florida Highway Patrol responded. Olson was pulled over just a few minutes later at the intersection of US 98 and Wedgwood Estates Boulevard. I thought it'd be a nice way to praise God for a minute, and I thought it'd be it would be nice at the time, and that's what I did, Olson supposedly said in a testimony, according to FHP arrest report. When Olson was apprehended, he was quoted saying that he'd rather go to jail than go back to his home. My wife treats me like a servant, and she's the mistress, Olson continued. Lock me up. I'd rather go to jail than go back home. So that's what happened. Olson was charged with reckless driving and booked at Polk County Jail with a $21,000 bond. His heart will go on.
Has the planet gone mad?
I don't know about living out Titanic. It sounds like more Styles from Teen Wolf. Remember where he's surfing on top of the van?
Yeah, that's pretty funny, though. In the video, he's got the sunroof up, and he's just like this. I think that's where they got the Titanic thing from.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm guessing, at least. But the guy is definitely cuckoo cuckoo. And this is why we love Florida, man, that we're going back to St. Petersburg, beautiful area. A lot of crazies there because we're going to Madeira Beach, where 2 men were arrested Thursday after a carjacking during a test drive led to a crash on Gulf Boulevard less than an hour later, according to Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. According to deputies, 30-year-old Robert Gajate went down to the Crown Mitsubishi in St. Petersburg before 2:30 p.m., and asked to test drive a 2012 Cadillac CTS. Once in the car, Gajate pointed a gun at the salesman, Christian Jensen, and ordered him out of the car at the intersection of 54th and 37th Street. Gajate drove off and picked up George Olson, who was 25. Deputies heard the reports of Cadillac driving recklessly and eventually found the stolen car after Gajate crashed it into a palm tree near 14048 Gulf Boulevard in Madeira Beach just after 3:15 a.m. Oh, they had a long day of gallivanting. Gajait and Olson ran from the scene. They were arrested shortly after. Deputies said Olson was found with crack cocaine and a handgun, reported stolen in 2003, used in the carjacking which was used in the carjacking. Gajait admitted to stealing the car and told deputies he was released from jail last month for stealing another car. Olson of Pinellas Park is charged with felon in possession of a firearm and possession of crack cocaine. Gajait, no known address, was charged with armed carjacking, grand theft auto, felon in possession of a firearm, reckless driving, property damage, driving with a suspended license, and revoked license. Both remain in Pinellas County Jail. Gajait set for $170,000 and $22,000 for Olson. Crack kills, ladies and gentlemen. Crack.
Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
Sounds like they need to keep him in jail. As soon as he gets out, he does the same thing again, goes right back. Why even bother with the whole process?
Exactly. Hey, we're going down to Orlando, where a Florida man tried to use caged finches to distract officers from an illegal bird trapping operation he had set up at his home. Wildlife officer said Tuesday the ploy did not work, and the Miami-Dade County man was arrested, according to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. That's a hard one to say fast. Acting on a tip, law enforcement officers first spotted a bird trap in a tree, plainly visible from the street. Then they saw an enclosure filled with several migratory birds. Investigators found 3 bird cages, an aviary, 13 painted buntings, and 3 indigo buntings, and a partridge in a pear tree. That last part's not true. Which did not provide the man's name or city. Both species are a part of the cardinal family. When the man was interviewed, he tried to use caged finches in the house to distract officers, but failed and was arrested. All native birds, including their nests and eggs, are protected under the Federal Migratory Bird Treaty Act. No one is allowed to place traps or take birds without authorization. So, guy arrested for birds. What a goof, man. Let's see. I know we got
one more, yeah.
One more, yeah. Let's see. Do we want that one? This one, we'll go with fun. This is not, I don't know how fun it is, but we'll go with this one. Right. We're going to Okaloosa County, where a 20-year-old Hunter Mills was operating a front loader when his girlfriend showed up. Problem is, she showed up in another man's car, a 2010 Cadillac to be exact. Seems like Hunter might have recognized the man's caddy, since he proceeded to dump an entire bucket of dirt on his girlfriend, presumably ex-girlfriend now, who was in the car. When she arrived to their meeting place, ironically located on Phil Dirt Road, Phil Dirt Road, he asked her whose car she was driving, and when she wouldn't answer, he buried her car with dirt while she was inside. According to the report, the windows were open, so although she wasn't injured, dirt filled into the center console, air vents, and power windows. Mills was charged with felony criminal mischief, and it's a felony over $1,000. Classic rom-com material indeed. Guy loves girl. Girl shows up in another Cadillac. Guy dumps thousands of pounds of dirt on said Cadillac. But there you go.
In that case, I don't say I necessarily blame him. You know,
yeah.
You don't want your girl showing up in some other dude's car for sure. Well, folks, that does do it for Florida Man. When we come back, we've got a segment called Scamtastic. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Indeed. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show, and we are all over social media with many of you watching us as we speak on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Now, you can also get us from the comfort of your own home on your smart TV or on your mobile device just by downloading the ngbn.tv app. Just go to the Fenix Media channel there, and you can get this show and all the other great shows on Fenix Media. Now, if you want to get a hold of me on social, I'm available at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Kristian with a K, Fenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R, or on Instagram and Twitter at Fenix Media Radio. Tony's available at facebook.com/Tony Spark, that's SPARK 81, or on Instagram at Tony.Sanfilippo81. Now, in this segment, wanted to revisit an old favorite, Scamtastic. You know, scam calls are a way of life these days. I got one yesterday that even on the answering machine, on the voicemail message, you know, it was a digitized voice that says, "Please hold while we connect you with the FBI officer assigned to your case."
Ooh.
Come on. You know, the FBI is not reaching out by some 800 number on the phone. If they want to get a hold of me, they'll come knock on my door. They'll send me a letter.
Was his name Jeff?
My name's Jeff.
On top of that.
It was Burt Macklin.
Burt Macklin? Ah, yeah.
So in any case, figured I'd revisit
Macklin.
How some people dealt with their scam callers. And, you know, some of these are pretty fun. And Tony, if you have any experiences you want to chime in on, feel free. But let's go ahead and start with our first one here on Scamtastic.
It's a trap!
This from Twitter user Louis3 says, "I always ask them if they are a real voice, adding that my doctor told me not to listen to other voices as they make me do bad things." So, yeah. You know, mental illness is always a great way to get out of a scam call, right?
Oh, yeah. It's, my head hurts. Do you take certain medicines? Can I sell you some? I've never had one of the medical ones call me. Had
That's
some weird
fun.
ones, but not
Yeah.
that one.
Well, let's keep rolling on, talking Scamtastic.
It's a trap!
Twitter user ThatJackie1 says, my 6-year-old son managed to keep a scammer on the phone for 20 minutes and told him, when asked for a parent, that Daddy doesn't live here and Mummy's doing a big poo on the toilet. I sat next to him.
Roger.
Hey,
That's good. That
if you
kid,
can get your kids to tell off a scammer, awesome.
yeah. What I like is that if I had a kid, that's how I would train him. I like to mess with them a lot. It's like, oh, okay, my address is, and I like to come up with fake addresses, and they're like, I go, I'm just verifying. This is what you have, right? Yes, correct. That is correct, Mr. Jack. Yes, yeah, Mr. Jack. Yep. Okay, and you got my last name is Off, right? Right? Yes, Mr. Off. I have you. Okay.
Or they
It's
ask
fun
you,
because they totally agree with everything you say, and you're like, you have my address is 7592 Butt Street, right? Butt, sir? I go, yeah, it's Butt, right? Yes, sir. That's what I have on here. Yes, 1235. Nope, it's 7395. Oh, yes, correct. 7395, sir. Butt Street. I got you. It's like, and they really think you're giving them the info, and you're like, oh man, please, I can't go to jail. I need to give you this info.
you've got more time than I do, or more patience with them than I do.
I like to mess with them. I like to really mess with them. Yeah, this what, Pablo? I can't hear you. Today you be telling me this stuff. I don't know.
See, I get to the point in the call where you pick up and you say hello, and then nothing. Hello, and then they go into the thing. It's like, nope, scammer.
Yeah, I know I get a lot of my friends with my voicemail and people, but can only imagine the scammers that bite at it. Hello. I would love it, but you never hear it. And I only use those voices because generally those are the voices on the other end of the phone. I'm just stating a fact, not making fun. Disclaimer.
Well, speaking of voices, let's roll on with Scamtastic.
It's a trap!
This from Twitter user Ouija Pfeiffer says, I started replying in Gaelic. It's a great way to practice, and they haven't a clue what language I'm speaking. Mind you, a native Gaelic speaker might not either, but I'm improving. So, use a different language, and more often than not, they'll hang up right away.
Yeah. You can mess with them for sure. I love messing with them. I don't answer too many of them because there is one time I was thinking, I got a little paranoid. I go, what if they're scamming me because I'm on the phone with them? Like, because people are weird. They can do a lot of weird stuff. So then I'm like, oh, I better just hang up.
They're triangulating your position so they can track you down. And,
Yeah, but no, that's not a bad way to just randomly change. You know, what a girl I dated in the past, she used to have, her and her sister had their own little weird language that they would talk to each other, and it sounded strange. It was not a real language. It was something they had done since they were kids, and the way they talked, they sounded like they were from Meepos with Balky or something.
Was it like Pig Latin or something?
Yeah, it was so weird. It was like, if I was going to say the Denver Broncos, it'd be Bronco Unst Den Weiss. It was like things were like split, but they put like a weird language at it. It was weird. I couldn't keep up with it.
Hey.
I tried to understand it at times, but I couldn't get it.
Great for scamming scammers. Well, let's keep moving on.
It's a trap!
This from Twitter user Parm Purnell says, had a call where they wanted to talk to me about the accident, which wasn't my fault. I said, it wasn't an accident. I meant to kill him. They hung up. That's just rude. Yeah, if you can get them to hang up on you, you know you've accomplished a certain goal.
That's the best, when you can piss them off. It's great. Again, you have to have dedicated time to do this. I don't have a lot of dedicated time, but sometimes I have time to have a little fun and be a jackass. So, it works.
Well, if you can record your next one, I'd love to hear it.
Okay, I'll try, man. I'll try.
Let's keep rolling on, talking Scamtastic.
It's a trap!
Twitter user Maggie Leet says, my dad used to do stuff like that. He was once offered free replacement windows. They asked how many he wanted. He replied, 500. He said he may as well do the whole street as well. You get those scam calls where, they're trying to sell you something or they're trying to get you involved in something and, just take it to the extreme.
Yes. Do you remember, well, obviously you do remember when we were telemarketers, like way in another life, and There used to be people that would let you go through your whole dumbass spiel that you had to read on that screen, and at the end they led you to believe you were gonna get it, and you're like, oh my god, I'm actually gonna sell burpee seeds or home field and stream magazine or whatever the hell we were selling, and then they'd click on you right when you got to your sale point. You had put all that effort and all that bullshit spiel in just for them to say, nah. And you're like, son of a bitch. Or this guy, he would come over and right when you're in your sale and he'd hang up and you're like, no, it took all day for that one.
I look at it as a great practice for what we do here. Reading things on the screen, making it sound as natural as possible, and ultimately, zang.
Sir, you are going to love Field and Stream Magazine. It is the greatest magazine about old people like you. Fishing. Why bother going to the Great Northwest when you, sir, could read about it? For only $9,995 a month, you could get a Field and Stream magazine. God, I don't know how we ever sold that crap.
Yeah, we did, somehow. Well, let's keep rolling on, talking Scamtastic.
It's a trap!
Twitter user Denny Rogers says, I miss my youngest son being at home. He had all the answers usually offered in a very urbane voice. He once conducted an entire conversation with quotes from Romeo and Juliet. Tony, I'm going to challenge you with trying to carry on a conversation with nothing but song lyrics.
Oh, gosh, that would be awesome. That'd have to really do it. Hey, I never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing.
There you go.
Hey, this is how you remind me.
I like it. Again, you have to record that conversation because here's how it plays out. All right, then finally here in Scamtastic, I saved, I think, my favorite for last.
It's a trap!
Twitter user John Go says, I once answered a call about heating in the house. The caller asked how the house was heated, obviously. He tried electric, gas, solid fuel, etc., all of which I said no. He finally said, well, how is the house heated? And I said, demonic possession. He then hung up.
Satan.
It's a great way to heat the home, and, there's no energy bills. It only costs the low price of your eternal soul.
Yeah, that's all. The small price you pay, it's just the little price. Yeah.
Well, folks, that does it for Scamtastic. When we come back, we're heading into the final segment of the show. It is time for This Day in History. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys in a few.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at fenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at fenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. We are back, folks, and we've made it to the final segment of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to fenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Dozer, Geezer, Gozer.
Are you a god?
Oh my God! Oh, that wasn't the one I wanted. This was the one I wanted.
You know what? I think we're gonna be friends.
Folks, while you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think and tell your friends, because why, Tony?
Sharing is caring. Spread it around. Share it, love it, like it, subscribe to it.
Exactly. Speaking of which, we like to drop a little knowledge, hopefully make you laugh at the same time. It is time for This Day in History.
Traversing the globe for the stories that turn the world on its head. It's This Day in History with your correspondent on the beat,
Kristian Fenix.
Thank you, Siri. All right, kicking off This Day in History, this day in 1849, the opening of the Great Hall of Euston Station in London. My only question is that where platform 9 3/4 was first installed to take the children off to Hogwarts?
That's where I'm thinking. Hello, Harry. We've got to get down to the Euston Station. It's time to go.
How did they get there before that?
And right here, there's going to be some butterbeer on the other end when you get down there. That's what a little butterbeer is going to give you some mustache. Going to taste delicious, sugary.
Yeah, I don't know if you've had it, Tone. It's gross.
Butterbeer? Yeah. I like it, man. It
really?
Was good.
Oh,
yeah, it was yummy, man. At Universal Studios, at least, it's good.
Well, let's keep rolling on.
Sugar heart attack there.
This day in 1873, Heinrich Schliemann discovers Priam's treasure, a cache of gold and other objects in Hisarlik, Troy in Anatolia. People just stumbled upon treasures back in the day. You don't hear about that too much anymore.
No, you got to really look for it. Now you got to go to like those rusted up junkyards across the Midwest or the Middle America. Those you find like those old "get off my lawn," and like American Pickers. That's where you find that. I'm Heinrich Schliemann, and they found the Priam's treasure.
I did hear that. I think some guys found, what was that guy's lost treasure that he dumped in the mountains? I want to say D.B. Sweeney, but he was an actor in 90s shows.
Was it the one in Colorado where they stumbled it somewhere in the central?
Yeah,
I had heard about that too. Yeah, like he had left hints of where it was, where to find his treasure, and it was finally found. Like he was for reals there. Unlike Geraldo and his Capone vault.
No, that was a waste of time. Let's move on. This day in 1930, the 1,046-foot Chrysler Building in New York City, the tallest man-made structure at the time, opens to the public. And imagine 1930 seeing these skyscrapers would have been mind-blowing. We sort of take them for granted these days.
No, absolutely. You're still amazed by him, but like like today, you're like, well, the technology was there to do it, but back then, 1930, it's hard to fathom that the technology was there. The cranes that hold the weight, the people that actually like tested this to make sure it wouldn't topple, it would stay up, and could it sustain the winds, the temperature, it's definitely a huge feat. So it's definitely neat.
The engineering, the craftsmanship that goes into it is just awe-inspiring.
Absolutely.
Well, let's keep rolling on. This day in 1948. Hank Greenberg buys an interest in the Cleveland Indians. Oh, I can't believe I just said Cleveland Indians.
No, they're still called there. No, they didn't go by the Cleveland baseball team this year. They're still called the Indians. They didn't change it.
I don't know.
They're going to, but how dare he put Chief Wahoo as his logo, though?
How dare we even mention the term Indians?
Yeah. Cry for the Indians. Anthrax song, by the way.
Rolling on this day in 1951, Chinese communists forced the Dalai Lama to surrender his army to Beijing. I have so many questions about this. I thought the Dalai Lama was a man of peace. What's he doing with an army?
That's what I was just about to ask. I didn't know that. I always thought he was just a very relaxed peace man.
Right. Maybe they're peace warriors.
There you go.
Rolling on this day in 1968, George Halas retires from coaching, finishing with 318 regular season wins and 6 NFL titles. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Bears still wear a George Halas patch on every single one of their uniforms, right?
They sure do. Yep. It looks like Darth Vader, I think, from far, right?
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never put that together, but
yeah, kind of does. But just from afar. When you see it up close, not so much. But sometimes it just resembles that.
Well, this day in 1969, Jerry Lewis's show, second run, last airs on NBC TV. Was never a big Jerry Lewis fan.
Yeah.
Telethons, kind of boring, and his nutty professor, just a character that I never really got behind.
Yeah, give me Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop. I'll take that and Charlie Horse and Hush Puppy over Jerry.
Flavin. Moving on to 1975, Paul McCartney releases Venus and Mars. Again, better with the Beatles than apart.
I'm going to break up with the Beatles. I'm going to put out Venus and Mars. It's going to be a great time because one day on the Kristian Fenix show, they'll talk about it.
And Tony, here's your chance to switch your British accent over to the more traditional one. This day in 1977, the Sex Pistols released God Save the Queen, sparking major controversy and leading to a ban on the song by the BBC.
Oh, how dare they ban our song, God Save the Queen. It was a lovely song. We wanted to save the Queen, and how dare they? They banned us on the BBC. Well, it's just going to have to go down, as one of the major controversies.
And now if a song like that came out, nobody would blink an eye.
Nah, not so much.
Let's keep moving on. This day in 1981, John Hinckley attempts suicide by overdosing on Tylenol.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to take this whole bottle of Tylenol. I'm going to do it. Oh, wait, the muscle relaxers? I'm still going to do it. Don't you worry.
How much Tylenol do you have to take to overdose on it?
I don't know. But this picture's pretty hardcore. I mean, the guy with the frickin' Uzi machine gun that looks like Burt Reynolds in a suit.
Oh, totally.
That's pretty hardcore, man. That's like an album cover right there. Oh, okay. Well, that's moments after
it was the Reagan. Exactly.
Okay, but the guy has an Uzi, man.
Yeah, you don't mess with the Secret Service. Just watch Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah, that dude had an Uzi. Wow.
This day in 1994, we had a duo of shows that ended. You had the final broadcast of Arsenio Hall's talk show, and the Larry King show ended as well.
What was the other show?
Larry King.
Man, he came back like a bazillion times. That guy never really went away. He's still, he's on From Beyond the Grave, too. I think he even hosted Tales from the Crypt before.
Did he? You almost had me there.
Yeah.
Fort Collins, Colorado. You're on the air.
Yeah. Hello. Here's my suspenders.
Moving on this day, in 1995, Superman actor Christopher Reeve is paralyzed from the neck down after falling from his horse in a riding competition in Culpeper, Virginia. And of course, he later died due to that accident, but such a sad loss. I mean, he was has the potential to be a superstar, great in the Superman movies, and so sad.
Yep, absolutely. Very sad to see.
Moving on, speaking of movies, this day in 2005, DreamWorks computer animated film Madagascar, with voices by Ben Stiller, Chris Rock, David Schwimmer, and Jada Pinkett Smith, is released. Fun movie, you know. DreamWorks was still trying to find their footing, and I think this is really sort of the film that cemented, them almost up to that Disney level.
Yeah, it almost got there, but you know what? That was a fun movie. It spawned a few sequels and the Penguins and all that other stuff. So they made a big franchise out of that. And speaking of Schwimmer, Friends reunion's out today. So
it
there you go
is.
if you're a Friends fan. Yeah.
And then finally, this day in 2013, the largest flag ever made at 5 tons with 44 miles of thread is unveiled in Romania.
Ooh, that's a long flag.
I just want to stand next to it and just admire it. You know, we've got a huge flag down at the south end of Reno, which compared to this sounds like it'd be teensy tiny.
Yeah. That's insane. That's if it's 44 miles of thread, that's almost from your house down to Carson City. It's that's a lot of thread. Make a big flag.
Exactly. Something to behold. Well, folks, before we head out for the day, we like to run down today's holidays, where we talk about the things that we like to celebrate. For instance, today, Tony, get ready, it's Cellophane Tape Day.
Ooh, I really need that. And
I like turtle.
What would we do without this holiday? Yes. It is National Grape Popsicle Day, the worst of all the popsicle flavors.
Yeah.
It is National Gray Day, as in gray matter. You know, taking care of your gray.
Well, I was going to say, I'm wearing a gray shirt in honor of Gray Day and the Denver Nuggets. There you go.
I like it. It is Nothing to Fear Day. So get out there, do something that might scare you a little bit, because there is nothing to fear.
Nothing to fear. Go shit your pants. Don't fear it.
It is Sunscreen Protection Day. Always a good idea.
Always a good thing. Yeah. May is melanoma month.
Yep. It is Red Nose Day. I have a feeling that has something to do with Patch Adams. Mm-hmm. And then finally, it is Old Time Player Piano Day, the laziest of all the instruments.
Yes.
Folks, that does it for today's episode. We will be back tomorrow on a Friday. Brand new episode with good news, everyone, because we like to take you into the weekend on an up note. In the meantime, enjoy your Thursday, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Go Nuggets. Peace.